Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and of course, it's time! I think it's actually been a few days since I've actually uploaded anything because um, sucking up to finally doing these because long ago I said, hey, what two franchises do you want me to review for October? And the top two that were picked were Nightmare on Elm Street, which I got done with, and now Leprechaun, which I know there's these four, and then there's two more in the hood. So there's 6 Leprechaun films. Even though it says here, if I go down here, it says there's something called Leprechaun Origins, but oh, that's the new one by WWE Films, the remake, but they're calling it Leprechaun Origins. Release date February 2014 with the wrestler Hornswoggle. Yeah, WWE wrestler. Slated for a 2-picture deal with Lionsgate WWE Studios. Wow. They really... Unbelievable. But yeah. I hate this fucking series. I don't know how else to put it. I hate this fucking series. I hate this fucking character. I hate Warwick Davis in these films. He's not fucking scary. He's not fucking funny. This is literally the worst horror franchise I've seen. Because somehow we got fucking 6 movies. We don't have 6 Gremlins, 6 Waxworth. We don't have 6... I mean... Of course, if you had that many of those movies, you'd probably start sucking. But at least the first 2 were good. Waxworth 1 and 2 is good. Gremlins 1 and 2 is good. Of course, now what they do now is be CGI and shit. I don't understand why this film got a series. I don't understand why it got 6 fucking films. I don't understand why this got so goddamn popular. And if, right off the bat, if you like the films, that's fine. If you like the films, you're not going to like any of the reviews I do. Because they're all going to be rants. Because they all suck ass. They all suck taints. They all suck balls. They all suck, suck, suck! Man, fucking Leprechaun. Might as well call Leprechaun in my mouth! Leprechaun in my mouth part 1, Leprechaun in my mouth part 2. Then 3 leprechauns coming in my mouth, and then leprechaun in my mouth for 4th time. Leprechaun in my mouth all day long. I don't know what it would taste like, but it don't fucking taste sweet. I can guarantee you that. To make a fucking guess that it doesn't taste sweet. Leprechauns all around for a game-bang orgy of destruction. Leprechaun in my mouth, part 1. Directed by a guy named Mark Jones. Now, apparently this guy, he actually worked in stories and writing for a lot of early TV work and animation. Like even some old cartoons back in the day, he helped with the story and stuff. He actually wrote episodes for TV shows like The A-Team and Elf. Apparently he first started off Xeroxing copies for an animation studio. So I'm like, so he was Rob Schneider, like, making copies, here I go, making copies. We're making copies. Do you make a copy of this for a good movie? Making copies. But Mark Jones, he went on, he directed a few other stuff. He did Rumpelstiltskin. He did a film called Triloquist. He did a film called Nightmare Boulevard, which I think is under a different title as well. I think he's doing another film called Stranded or something like that. I'm not sure the exact title, but the guy is still working. He still got a job. Oh yeah, the director of Night of the Creeps and oh yeah, the director of Night of the Comet. I don't think they have jobs now, but the director of Leprechaun can get a job still. Fucking fantastic. Blow my top. Blow my top. Both tops. Both my head here and my head down there. The film takes place in North Dakota. And it starts off a few years ago, like 10 years ago or so, where this old Irish fuck, He's a drunk. He comes home in a fucking limousine, and his woman says, "Oh yeah, where were you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I caught a leprechaun." And she's like, "Yeah, right, whatever, go sleep it off." And then she hears singing coming from the suitcase. She opens the suitcase, and the leprechaun kind of pushes her down the stairs, but in a way she kind of just spats up and stumbles down the stairs. Or I'm like, did he push her? Was it an accident? I mean, it was an accident, but like she was like she stumbled herself. And then the leprechaun, Warwick Davis, I'm sorry, I think he sucks. I think he sucks in these movies because he's not funny, he's not scary, he's not intimidating, he's not frightening, he's not comical. The only laughable is just fucking stupid. That's the only laughable parts in this. I feel like my heart is gonna rip out of my chest. I have a heart attack by the end of reviewing all these movies, and I'm only fucking 6 minutes in. I know I'm 6 minutes in. I ain't even talked about the goddamn plots. Not really. I mean, pretty much Leprechaun's having tea, and apparently to stop the leprechaun is a 4-leaf clover. And guy tries it, knocks him out by putting the clover near him, shoots him, and then puts the clover near him, puts him in a box, which this doesn't make sense to me, because later on, he tells someone that the way to kill him is to touch this on his body. So I'm like, why the fuck didn't he do that at the beginning of the film? This guy, this leprechaun, leprechaun, killed your woman. You don't put it in a box and chain it up, but you have a 4-leaf clover. Why you? And you put it on the box when you put him in there. Did you not hammer it? You put the 4-leaf clover on there, so he's trapped and he can't get out. But why don't you touch? He's knocked out. Why don't you touch him? This sounds wrong. Why don't you touch the 4-leaf clover if you're saying that's how you kill a leprechaun? Or if you touch him, then you can kill him. So, why don't you put it in there and then blow his head up? Poo, 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 with the gun that you have. Or, you know, stick it in his mouth. Like, really what happens to the leprechaun in the end of this movie. They slingshot into his mouth and do some shit. Why didn't you, like, a number of things, but no, you stick them in a big crate and wrap them up, and then you don't light them on fire. Why put them in the crate in the first place? Why don't you stick it on him and then just light his ass on fire then? Or just shoot him in the face, if that's what's going to, or when the guy, whatever, because we don't have a movie, that's why. So fuck it, doesn't matter. But the guy has a stroke before he can burn, so it's 10 years later, and we get a fucking shitty country song, and the valleys of North Dakota, and then we're introduced to Jennifer Aniston and her father, and they move in, has some shitty dialogue, like, where did you get this place from? Dracula. She sees a spider, she wants to go to a hotel, she bumps into this guy, Ken Oland, who's a muscle-bound guy, well, not really muscle-bound, but he's in good shape, who's a painter. It's kind of like one of those things you see in those trashy romance novels or, you know, softcore porns. It's the painter with it, you know, you can see some of his muckles, aka muscles, and he's ready to paint. You're gonna paint your legs with something that's not a paintbrush. But I'll be honest, I like Jennifer Aniston and stuff. I like Ken Oland and stuff. They don't have much to do in this movie because they have a shitty script. But I've never hated Jennifer Aniston. I've never been one of those guys that's hated Jennifer Aniston. I know a lot of people don't like her. But I've never had a problem with her. I saw stuff of Friends. I didn't mind her in that. I saw Along Came Polly. I didn't mind her in that. I don't mind her in films. I don't mind her look. I like her look. I think she looks hot for me. And I'm fine with her acting. I'm fine with her. And so I could kind of get behind her in this film, but the thing is, the script sucks, so she's not really given much to work with. Same with Ken Oland. I liked him in the original April Fool's Day. I'm like, oh, it's got April Fool's Day, the original April Fool's Day, which I love. So they're not given much to do. They're given a shitty script, so it's like they just sort of have to do whatever they can. But compared to the acting in the other films, I think these two do better. But it's still not good. It's still not good acting, but it's... I don't blame the two actors, because I like Jennifer Aniston, so I could kind of... Okay, I like Jennifer Aniston, but she's given a shitty script. I think one time she's like, oh, you know, tried to... I don't know if she tried to sue them or tried to do something. Please, I wish she succeeded. Maybe she could own this and then fucking say, throw it in the toilet so we would not get 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 in a remake. I wish Jennifer Aniston was fucking... I wish she was... Well, I wish she was fucking. But the second thing is, I wish she succeeded. If that really happened. I wish it did. So we would not have any more of these fucking movies. So, oh, I could just review the first one, and wow, man. Thank God they didn't make a franchise out of this. That wasn't the case. But Jennifer Aniston, Ken Lawrence, there's not much to their characters. Jennifer Aniston's just a character who's like, she's a vegan, and she's a city girl, and she wants to... She doesn't like the country. She doesn't like the country much, and such and such. And then, what was it? She doesn't like the country and such. And Ken Lawrence, he's just a painter. And you see there's a little bit of love connection going on. Not much to the characters, but I can't hate Jennifer Aniston and Ken Lawrence. Even though the writing I blame, not the act. I mean, the acting, they're doing the best that they can with a stupid fucking concept and a stupid lackluster script. I think just I liked them in other stuff, so I could deal with them more than Leprechaun 2, Leprechaun 3, Leprechaun in my mouth 4, 5, and 6 times. And I'm running that non-joke in the ground, but I have to fucking say stupid shit so then my brain cells don't fart out of my ass. But she talks to Ken Lawrence, and she decides to stay there anyway, because Ken Lawrence, all he does is say, what, you afraid of a house? So maybe she stayed there to look at Ken Lawrence, but they kind of play off as just because he says, oh, what, you're afraid of a house, so she just stays there. And then you have this guy, Ken Lawrence, he has this truck, and it's pretty much they paint. He has these 2 other people with him. He has his younger brother, who's a kid, played by Robert Gorman, little kid. And then this guy who's pretty much a special ed guy, just a dunce. Guy named Mark Holton. Mark Holton, who plays the dunce, guy with very low IQ. He was the bad guy in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He was in Teen Wolf. I think it's definitely a guy that you see and go, okay, I recognize him. Hated him in this movie though. Like if there's a guy I hated, not only was Warwick Davis, but I hated this guy. Because first off, he's the one that makes everything worse. Of course, he's supposed to be a dunce, but I don't think he was likable. I didn't give a shit if he lived or died. I just thought he was, yes, he's an idiot, but he was an annoying idiot too. And he's the one who makes everything fucking worse. And he's a guy who's always telling stories. Of course, no one believes him because he's a dunce. Of course, the Leprechaun. Again, this is the guy, the dunce, who creates everything, makes everything worse. He lures the dunce to the crate, so the dunce wipes the clover off, puts his head, and of course an arm comes out, steers shit out of him. He gets out of there, but Leprechaun can't do anything because his powers are weak at that point. And of course he tells a story, no one fucking believes him. Half of Warwick Davis' dialogue is, I need me gold, and trying to fucking rhyme. This ain't a fucking rap, this ain't a fucking nursery rhyme. Shut the fuck up, Warwick Davis. Shut the fuck up, Leprechaun. Okay, you wanna rhyme? My fist in your mouth. I can't even rhyme. I try to rhyme, I can't fucking do it! I don't give a shit. Fuck rhyming. No one wants to rhyme in real life. Okay? And when a character does it, it's fucking annoying. When people do it, it's fucking annoying. have a nip tuck, because I want to fist fuck your face. But the dunce and the kid, they chase this rainbow, they find the gold, the dumbass takes a coin and swallows it, but they have the other coins and the gold coins. They hide it because the kid says, oh, we're going to get you an operation for your brain. Jennifer Aniston thinks there's hands touching her legs, thinks it's Ken Olan, but it's not. She gets her leg scratched. The father comes out, thinks, oh, it's a cat. He puts his hand in, gets his hand bit. They go to a hospital. Pretty much the dad disappears until the end of the movie. The dunce and the kid go to this place to check out this coin, give it to a guy, a shopkeeper, like pawn shop guy. He looks at it. Then the leprechaun goes there, and again, these are the fucking great deaths. I know it's supposed to, oh, it's a horror comedy. Too bad it's not fucking funny. It's just stupid as shit. How you kill this guy? A pogo stick. Knocks the guy down, has his pogo stick, and jumps on the guy with a pogo stick. And sings a shitty song, nursery rhyme song, whatever the fuck he was saying. Do so, man, blah, 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 blah. Stick a foot in your ass and put it up your ass, then stick your nose in your fucking... See, I have to go in the stupid stratosphere. The stratosphere where the IQ dies, like tears in the rain. Because I can't fucking try to make sense in this movie. I can't even try to make jokes in this movie. That's why I hate these fucking movies. And you know what's sad? The first film is not even the worst one. Because this is shitty, but it's still better than 2 and 3 and stuff. Which is sad. Because at least Jennifer Aniston and Ken Olan, they're not good, but I like them as actors. I don't mind them as actors. The others are fucking hell out worse, in my opinion. Even the fucking world is ending because it's getting darker. Just like my mood and talking about these fucking things. I want to get through this as quick as possible. I really do. Oh yeah. How did the leprechaun follow them to town so he kills the guy with the pogo stick? Follows him on a tricycle. Yeah, great. Your villain's on a fucking tricycle. Great. It's not fucking funny and it's not scary. Again, kills the guy with the pogo stick. For some reason, he has a fascination with shoes. So the leprechaun has a shoe fetish. Why don't you stick a fucking shoe up your ass and lick it with the other end? With a fucking... He just gotta clean all these shoes. Is that an Irish thing? Like, is that like, you know... It's not really racist. Is that, countryist or something? Like, oh yeah, Irish, they shine shoes a lot. Is that the leprechaun legend? They shine shoes? And then leaves it by driving a fucking toy car. I'm like, you're not fucking Gizmo and Gremlins! Driving a grown-ass man. Well, it's still a grown-ass man. Driving a toy car, stopped by a cop, grabs the cop's face, chases him, plays hide and seek, breaks the cop's neck. Boring as hell, and the cop can't act. Okay? Piece of wood is what this cop was. And the leprechaun just grabs on the back of him and just breaks his neck. Wow. That seemed to have been completely cut out. It would not be funny. The family, Ken Olan and Jennifer Aniston and the dunce and the kid get back. Ken Olan gets trapped in a bear trap. I enjoy when Ken Olan smacks the shit out of Leprechaun. Smacks the shit out of him. Like, smacks him and shoots him with a shotgun. Because I'm like, kill the fucker. Blow his head up. Blow his head through his asshole. Please. So anytime Leprechaun gets the shit kicked out of him, I can have some fun with that. I'm like, yay! You beat the shit out of him. Please, keep going more. Of course, some interesting stuff. Like, for example, like the leprechaun, before they got there, was looking through the cabinets and he found a Lucky Clovers cereal, which I guess they couldn't afford to actually have Lucky Charms, even though a kid later on says Lucky Charms. But then the cereal they have is Lucky Clovers. So I think it's funny that they have a cereal called Lucky Clovers because they can't show it because they get sued, but they can actually say Lucky Charms. So they can say the cereal, but they can't show the cereal. Instead, they gotta change the cereal to Lucky Clovers, but yet they say it later. Lucky Charms. Also, like, they come home and, again, the fucking leprechaun is shine everyone's shoes and look through. And fucking Tianlong, they give him a dumb line where he goes, "Oh, it must have been a bear." A bear? Yeah, a bear comes in and shines my shoes and puts them very nice in a row. Yeah, bears do that a lot. What, fucking Yogi Bear and his fucking butt buddy Boo Boo did that? They live for picnic baskets and they have shoe fetishes? Maybe they have foot fetishes. Because, you know, like that poster says, Yogi Bear comes in bears. Comes in Yogi Bear's fucking butt boy Boo Bear's ass. Don't believe me? Look at the live action Yogi Bear. Good things come in bears. They come and go. So maybe they've gone to foot fetish and they need some shoes. So they've gone to the fucking shack to get some shoes. But then they had to leave because Tianlong of them got there. And now they're going to come back for their shoe fetish, for their foot fetish, so they can keep coming in bears. Ah! Yeah, it's a fucking bear. Bears come in, love shoes. They shine shoes and put a fucking face to face. How about, man, some crazy fucker came in. I believe a crazy fucker fucked with shoes than a bear. And not like it was torn up, like stood up side by side. Yeah, this bear's fucking tidy. But they gave him a stupid line, like I say, he just caught a bear trap. He just shit kicked out. He kicks the shit out of the leprechaun and shoots him, which I'm glad for. They go this truck, but leprechaun's under the hood. It bites the dunce's ear. And Jennifer Aniston is able to burn leprechaun with a cigarette lighter. Then leprechaun goes in, builds this tiny car with this pitchfork, and somehow this little car with this pitchfork, when it hits this big pickup truck, flips the fucker over like 4 times. How the fuck a small car? If I have a car and a fucking go-kart, which is about the size of this, if a go-kart hits it, it's not going to do anything. It's going to destroy the go-kart. No, it flips over 4 or 5 fucking times. Somehow it hits it. What, just because it has a pitchfork? Okay, if it has a pitchfork, I thought it was going to stab through the door and stab someone's leg. Or try to stab someone's leg. That's the reason you have a pitchfork. Not, oh, just because I have a go-kart with a pitchfork, somehow that topples the entire gigantic pickup truck. It's not even fucking funny of a joke. It's just fucking stupid. They get back in the house, attach the TV with the fridge, they chase her around with a shotgun, and this pretty much can't hold on chase around with a shotgun. They rip off a 911 Elm Street because they do the phone thing. Jennifer Aniston has a phone. Instead of the Freddy ton, it's a little leprechaun hand. Yeah, you're not better. Don't even try to bring Nightmare on Elm Street into this, motherfucker. Even Part 5 is better than your piece of shit movies. I hate Part 5. Still rather watch this in the remake, though, but I already told that story. The Aniston has to get out. Oh, yeah, because they've given the gold, but because the dumbass swallow... No, actually, that comes later. That comes later, I think. Well, actually, no, they give him the gold, but it's like, no, we can't. He needs one more gold. And I swallow it because the dunce is a dumbass. So, he tells, oh, there's one guy, the guy who had a stroke in the beginning of the film. We gotta get to them. So Jennifer Aniston has to get out of there. And so, this is the great scene where you have to set... Because they set it up. Oh, we got shoes, and let's throw shoes at the leprechaun. So he has to shine every one of them. So she can get away. It just is so fucking... It's just stupid. Your villain is sidetracked by shining shoes. It's not funny, and it's not meant to be scary. It's not funny. You might as well have him... You have to lick feet. We eat ass. That'd be the porno version. Which I don't want to see that either. And it was funny, the leprechaun can teleport. Okay, because he has magic. So he teleports behind... Like, behind the car. What the hell was he on? It was like roller skates or something. He teleports behind the car, trying to be like fucking Marty McFly, going behind the car. So I'm like, why do you teleport behind the car? Why don't you teleport into... It's like a truck or a Jeep. It's like a Jeep. Instead of teleporting behind it, why don't you just teleport behind, like inside it? So you're right behind Jennifer Aniston. But then you teleport behind it, so, and then, oh shit, oh, look, I'm funny, because I don't go through a fence and I see, like a silhouette cutout, because he smashed into a wall. But I'm like, so you teleport behind it, but not, you could just teleport inside it. But the Leprechaun deserves to die for being dumb. She gets there, and I swear to God, they spend 2 minutes, way too fucking long, of Jennifer Aniston walking. I swear to God, just walking in this fucking... She spends literally like 2 minutes walking through this rest home. And sometimes the camera is tilted. Ooh, now we're getting artsy-fartsy, Mark Jones, are we? You tilted the camera! Ooh, shit! Tilt my cock! Ooh, you tilted the camera and it just goes on too long. Just her going through a hallway, going through a hallway, going through a hallway. 2 fucking minutes. Then she thinks she gets to the guy, but no. Then you have an overlong scene where Leprechaun chases her with a wheelchair. He's in a wheelchair and chases her. This is supposed to be funny. But not fucking laughing! Finds the old guy in the elevator, dies, tells her how to kill with the 4-leaf clover. There's a chase. She's in a cop car, stabs Leprechaun in the eye. He pulls it out. The only real piece of gore in the movie is he grabs an eyeball from the dead cop that he killed earlier and puts in his head. Ken Online shoots with a shotgun. They get in there. Oh, they look for the 4-leaf clover. Leprechaun tries to get the kid. The Dun says, no, I got the go, go and come and get me. It runs over, slices the Duns. You know, slicing them up. The kid comes over, has, I think, like a piece of gum with the 4-leaf clover and says, fuck you, Lucky Charms. Shoots it into the fucker's mouth. And then it melts. Drops in the well, climbs back up, Ken Olan kicks him down, puts some gasoline, boom, it blows up, and end the movie. I mean, I would give credit, the film cost, I guess, $900,000, so it's a low budget. So it doesn't, like, look bad. It's not a bad looking movie, I guess, for a $900,000 budget. And when the film came out, it made $8 million. And it came out in theaters. So the fact there was a $900,000 movie and it made $8 million, that's why they got sequels. Well, at least one sequel, which went in the theaters. But Leprechaun, I know it's a long-ass review rant, but, okay, Jennifer Aniston and Ken Oland, I don't hate them in the movie. It's just, they're not given much to do because it's a shitty script. It's a stupid concept. There are stupid concepts I like. There are, lots of them. But this wasn't fun. It wasn't entertaining. Leprechaun is a horrible villain because he's never frightening. He's never creepy. He's never funny. None of his lines or his rhymes are funny. His shtick of killing someone with a pogo stick, or he plays hide and seek and then breaks one's neck. And I guess really, well, the woman at the end that makes her stumble down the stairs. And then the old guy, we just get the idea that he killed him because he's hanging in the elevator when Jennifer Aniston finds him. That's your kill. So the kills are not even imaginative or interesting or creative. They're just boring, lackluster, and stupid. The dialogue, there's nothing memorable. No, not even fuck you, Lucky Charms. I guess they could say that's the best dialogue this film can have, that the kid says fuck you, Lucky Charms. So I guess that's the best dialogue. It's probably the most memorable dialogue. The imagination is, hey, let's take the steal from Nightmare on Elm Street, so have a little hand come out of the phone instead of a ton. Warwick Davis, I hate his villain. His villain is annoying. I would say the film is better when he's not in it. But that's not even much of a film. The dunce guy, he's the one who swallowed the coin, because if he didn't swallow the coin like a dumbass, could just give him the gold and the leprechaun would have been fine and left them alone. And then he's the one who wiped the clover So it came out, and I just didn't care for his character. So I didn't care he was being sliced up. He lives, but I didn't give a fuck. The kills aren't much. It's not much for gore. I mean, it's rated R, but really, you could have changed a couple things. It would have been PG-13. I mean, I guess the fuck you Lucky Charms. Well, I think you can get away with one fuck. So there's just not much to this film. There's not much to the film. It's a stupid concept. It's not funny or interesting or entertaining or... The writing, directed by Mark Jones, I think it was pretty bad. I mean, the directing is nothing. There's... Like, he tries, ooh, in the restaurant, he tilts the camera a little bit. Nothing else to the visual. But it doesn't look cheap enough for a $900,000 film, I guess. I mean, I guess. Maybe it does. When I say $900,000, for some reason it just made me think of Shot and Shitty stuff, but those are probably cheaper. So, yeah, maybe this does look like a $900,000. But I think because I've seen 2 and 3 and they cost like $2 million, I'm like, why the fuck did 2 and 3 cost like $2 million and such, but then this one costs a lot cheaper and they look the same. Like, they look the same. It's not like, oh, the sequels look better. Some of them, they look worse. They look worse. Leprechaun, I don't know what the fuck more I could say. I didn't want to review these movies. They suck. I mean, they suck. They suck. They suck. I know someone said, well, just because you say it sucks 5 times doesn't mean anything. Fine. If you like the film, that's fine. I never want to see Leprechaun in my mouth again. I don't like Leprechaun in my mouth. I hate it. And this is the first one. Got 5 more motherfuckers to go through. Great. Fan-fucking-tastic.